Well, hello my friends, welcome back to another video. Really nice to see you if you're a returnee. If you're not, well, still nice to see you. And please do smash the like button. I hate saying that smash though, but however, give the smash button a bit of a like, or the like button a bit of a smash. Anyway, today I'm out on a wander. I'm back again out near the park where I was on the very first video, but this time I'm on the outside a little bit just away. So this park is really interesting, but right now what I'm doing is I'm sitting on the corner of in Osaka. I'm sitting just where the city hall is, and that will be actually just over in this direction behind that park over there. That's the local post office, local coffee shop, and this is a very interesting, nice road in the summertime. It's really shaded, and I think it was kind of renamed Olympic Street because of the Olympics coming by. Now, if you can see this big lush green park behind me, what we'll do is we'll take a walk, because this place actually has a very bit of a interesting history. Right, let's go for a wander. This park was once a very, very big army base. Pre-World War II, it was an army base. After World War II, the Americans took over and they called it Camp Drake. And Camp Drake was so big that it was actually North Camp Drake and South Camp Drake. And this information is not really easy to find, but I actually, once upon a time, when I was young, wrinkle-free, I had a student who used to be the postmaster of this American army base. And during the Vietnam War, a lot of wounded infantrymen were medevaced into this area, and there's a really kind of a big hospital not too far away that used to be sort of utilized by the American troops. Now, again, this is all hearsay, it's all local knowledge. So once upon a time, all these streets would have been just bristling with American cars, American troops, American infantrymen walking around, shopping, imposing. Possibly after World War II, there was a bit of a, oh my God, what the hell's going to happen? Now, there are still some traces. Unfortunately, we can't enter this place, so it's all fenced off. But what's been happening for the last 5-6 years, the local city has been reclaiming this land to turn it into to utilize it for the public. Now, unfortunately, there is lots of problems with the lands. Like there was lead, there's asbestos. There's a lot of hazardous materials that have been left behind because the troops just literally up and went. Now, it has already been semi-claimed back. So, for example, where I'm standing right now, right, I'll just reverse the camera, right? As you can see, this would have been in the base. You can see all the road, it's all there. It's still a fairly good nick. This was what has been reclaimed since. So 20 years ago when I arrived here, basically all this land was a no-go zone. You couldn't get past the footpath because it was all fenced off. It was just do not go here. And you used to be able to walk around and you used to be able to see yellow fire hydrants. So obviously American fire hydrants. You would see huts, you would see the leftovers of buildings that were still sort of memories of a bygone past. That sounds so posh. Memories of a bygone age. But it was really cool, and I have always wanted to go in there. Right over there, you can just make it through the trees. There's actually a stop sign that is so rusted and so discolored that it's just blending in. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk around and we're going to have a little wander and see what we might see. Now, so as I said, during the Vietnamese War, this place was utilized as a base. It is a very, very big base. It stretches all the way from where I was now, and it goes down a good kilometer to it doesn't anymore. It goes down to Kawagoi Kaido, and anybody who's in Japan knows Kawagoi Kaido, Route 254. It goes from Tokyo out to Kawagoi and beyond, hence Kawagoi Kaido. Right, now we're just coming up to a bit of a gate here. Let's see what we can see. There is some very, very interesting stories from the older people about this area. So, for example, one of the reasons that Osaka was chosen as an army base, right? You can still see the yellow paint on the road. Isn't that amazing? Unfortunately, we can't go down. You can see there are some bars and barriers to make sure that everything is restricted. But let's keep walking along the periphery and just the perimeter, sorry, and see what we can find. Now, personally, being a little bit old and being a little bit not very agile, I am not scaling that fence, and I am not willing to get my ass into trouble just to post a video. It's a walk and a talk video. It's not a walk, talk, run and get the hell out of there video. So anyway, you can see it's beautiful. It's really hot out there. It's about 35 degrees. I'm under the shaded canopy and it is so nice. You can see there's just little bits of like remnants. There's an old concrete post that once upon a time stood loud and proud and proclaimed probably do not enter or stop where you are, halt, forbidden. You know, who the hell knows what they used to say, but there is still lots of bits and pieces, paraphernalia. I would love for one to get in there with a metal detector. I'm telling you, the things you would find would be great. Here's another little sign. A few years ago, you wouldn't have even got, that was a gate. A few years ago, you wouldn't have got this far because this was, as I said, it was all blocked off. Right. So now what we have is, it's pure fantastic. It's a jungle in there. Now, this is the type of thing that the locals have been reclaiming, and we go from lush, absolute forest to a beautiful little green park that's being utilized. It's summertime, Christmas time, this is great. They have lights and it's very festive. Nice. This is a great idea for a shaded area, isn't it? You know, just kind of let the trees do their thing. Oh geez, what a nice wind. Oh, that is beautiful. It's amazing what a bit of shade can do. The wind coming through, it's really nice and cooling, because damn, that is hot out there. Now across the road there, that is a big city hall. Over there, this is a municipal area. People have clubs, there's a little cafe, they have meeting, they have language classes, there's a big sports gym just over the far side, and it's really good. Now, yes, getting back. So during the time when the Japanese military was at its really like strong point, rumor has it amongst the locals, again, it's a rumor, I don't know because I'm not a geologist, but this area is supposed to be a quite stable zone. So we do have earthquakes and we do have tremors, but the plate that it's on, this area, it's just pure, I think it's supposed to be pure granite or pure rock or some, that when the earthquakes happen, things shake and things do kind of fall down. But this is one of the most stable parts of around Tokyo. So hence they, so rumor has it, decided to put an army base here. Now I'm just going to have to go past the local boys that are, I don't know what the local boys are up to. Oh yeah, as you can see over there, if you can see across the road, there's a billboard. On the billboard are all the candidates that are vying for either the upper house or the lower house at the moment. The local ruling coalition is a bit in trouble, and Yeah. So these are the local people saying, please, 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 we hear you, we see you, we know what you want. Please give us your vote. And then what will happen? As soon as you give them the vote, sweet FA, they will just go back to milking the system, because that's what they do. Anyway, this is the road. Isn't it beautiful? Now, this road does only go so far. This greenery does only go so far because other parts of it has been reclaimed. And we're not going to go as far as Kauai Kaido because, to be honest with you, it's too hot and it's too far. And it would take way too long. Yeah. So now, when I first arrived here, I used to hear, let's go and have a look and see if there's anything else that we can see. So when I first arrived here, I used to hear little stories from students about like, oh, you shouldn't feel too bad about Japanese people staring at you because we're just not used to seeing foreigners. And then sometime later, I met this old man who, as I said, was the camp, the postmaster for the camp. There's not really much to say in there, but you get the idea that this was like their old roadway system. This was a proper military base. There was no ifs and buts about it. It was a proper military base. Unfortunately now, YouTube came along way too long ago, way too long after I arrived, because I can't see any sign of the huts that used to be there. But anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Yes. So Japanese people would tell me, don't worry too much about people staring at you because we're not used to seeing foreigners. Now, what can I say? Yes, I am white, in case you didn't notice. I do have blue eyes, but I mean, I could walk into that crowd over there and nobody would really notice I'm any different from Joe Blogs. Except if I took off my hat and they actually took a second look. But once I'm wearing a hat, wearing sunglasses, you can't really tell the difference. I mean, I'm only 5'6", slight build. I basically blend in from a distance. Now, there are other nationalities that do tend to get stared at a lot more than me. And my advice to those people would be, when in public, behave in a way that doesn't draw attention to your ethnicity. Not because you're hiding, not because you're wanting to blend in and be a good little foreign dude living in Japan. Mainly because anything that you do that is bad, you stand out. And when you do something bad, the locals they won't see you, they'll see your ethnicity. And the next time someone of a similar ethnicity comes along, and that person may be doing absolutely nothing. He may be just sitting there eating a rice bowl. But people will go, oh look, it's one of those, it's one of them foreigners. And that will actually really bring the next person's day down. So, whatever country you live in, wherever you go, my advice would be, blend in. You don't have to give in, you don't have to give up your nationality, you don't have to give up your culture. Blend in. Be one of the people, be a local. Follow their rules, try and learn the language. I'm guilty, my Japanese sucks. But I have enough to be polite, I have enough to actually make myself understood. Yeah, and you know, to all those non-Europeans moving to Europe, be it from Africa, be it from the Middle East, adapt. Move into the foreign country and adapt. You can keep your customs, you can keep your religion, you can keep your way of life in your home. I don't walk around here with my t-shirt off because it's not acceptable. I don't go around talking on trains and buses in a very loud voice because it's unacceptable. When I'm back in Europe, I talk with a very loud voice. And sometimes, no, I never take my t-shirt off because look at me. Jesus, I'm too old for that. But you know what I mean, you get my point. So anyway, that's a little rant. Just whenever you move to another country, whenever you go on holiday, if you move, if you're lucky enough to be able to move into a new country, adapt. Become like water. Move with the people. Move around the people. Don't break through the people. Don't try and push your culture on another culture. Because you are just going to find that those people, even if they're very open-minded, eventually they're going to get annoyed and they're going to push back. And you will be the loser because you will stand out. So, yeah, that's enough of that rant. That wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be talking about this place. Yes. So, when the Japanese people used to tell me, hey, don't worry about it, people will stare at you. Let's see what we have here. More lush. I don't even know if you call that jungle, but it definitely is a jungle to me. And I would then say, well, hold on. What about like in the 70s when this place was teeming with GIs? They were everywhere. You couldn't move. There's a road further up ahead. It's called Q Kawagai Kaido, or Old Kawagai Kaido. And there's all these old, they're dilapidated now. Some of them are still open. Drinking bars, coffee bars. There used to be little music drinking coffee shops, beatnik style, in the 60s and the 70s. Again, I know this because talking to all the old locals, when they were teens, they used to try and sneak up there because if their parents found out that they'd been to these areas, they would get into some serious trouble. They'd get a royal beating. But, who could resist the lure of going in and peeping in? Remember the days before videos, the days before like multi-channel TVs and satellites. People would basically, these teenagers, for titillation, they would go up and they'd kind of try to sneak in, try to blend in, try to kind of like peek in the windows, see the ladies that worked there, see the people that hung out there, watch the money that was spent, because times were hard back then. But anyway, yeah. So this is I'm coming to the end of the walk now. There's absolutely nothing to see. It's just pure fence. There's no structure that I can find inside anymore. Again, once upon a time you would see structures. They were there. I'm coming at the end now. This place was then overtaken and used as schools. So what I'll do is I'll end this here and I'll just kind of go for a walk around the rest of it. But just remember, places in Japan, sometimes you find the most amazing place. Oh, I'm at the end of this road now. So this is, let's see, this is basically, this place would have went all the way down to the end of that road. All this over here was part of Camp Drake. Hold on, we'll just walk up to the top of this road. And again, there's a big mad sports ground. Japanese people love their baseball. Mind you, I do think football is about to take over. It has become huge. All the mamas bringing their kids home. Electric bikes, I freaking hate them. All the boys on their crappy electric bikes, I hate them. Alright, up top here, at the very top, where all those cars are moving across the road, if you can see them in the distance. Alright. There's 2 lanes. That is Kawagai Kaido and Q Kawagai Kaido. And on the far side of that now, if we were to keep going, which I may do another day, that will be where the Japanese Jeitai, or self-defense forces, have their Asaka base, which used to be part of Camp Drake. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Sorry about that rant. I didn't actually, if I've offended anybody, didn't mean to. It's just advice. When you arrive in a foreign country, especially if it's a country that has traditionally just been of one form of person, like homogenous, remember, you do stand out. And remember, be polite. And remember, how you behave will 100% have an influence on the person, the Japanese person that you're dealing with, and that will influence how they deal with the next person of color, or non-color, or pinkness, or blackness, or brownness. Because people see us, people remember us. They don't remember you, but they do remember your actions. So always, 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 in a foreign country, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Don't do as the Romans do. Don't bring that culture and slaughter the shit out of the people. Just come, enjoy, relax, take it easy. And with that, I'll say thank you very much. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. And yeah, be safe, everybody.